how significant is this bunch of legislation in terms of societal impact and governance?
The bills that have been sent to by the president, of course, they have a very significant. They're very significant, and one, they're helping us to help in terms of institutional building and enhancing legal frameworks. But however, you find that many of them, the challenge is implementation. It comes with implementation, and when a bill passes, it's not that it automatically begins to work there and then. Especially if it's a new bill and it has not been amended, you find that the institutional issues that should be dealt with. If you look at the forensic bill that has now been passed into law, you find that it has quite a lot to do. It's a good one. It's a good one because some of us who took criminal practice, you find that there's been a gap in terms of how forensic evidence is collected, in terms of how it's kept, and even the practitioners themselves. We have a few forensic experts, so this is going to help us. One, institutional capacity. So there's quite a lot that needs to be done in terms of institutional capacity. One, to train more forensic practitioners and experts, because Uganda, yes, we have been trying, but there's quite a lot that needs to be done in terms of enabling training and having these experts. Even most of the lawyers, actually, most of the lawyers, you find that they need capacity in terms of forensic, because evidence collection and the criminal process begins right from the police, right from when the case is being entered as an SD, and that is where it begins from. So if some of the bits are left out in terms of evidence collection, the chain of evidence will not be, will collapse at the end of that. And you may find that, yes, there was commission of crime, but you can't trace. There is a gap. There is already a gap somewhere. You can't trace this evidence because of how the evidence was collected, the gadgets that were used, even the expertise involved in gathering some of this evidence.
Okay. There has been significant public debate regarding these laws, with some arguing that they could infringe on personal liberties. Do you think there has been enough public consultation prior to these laws being enacted? For example, there is the National Drug and Health Products Authority Act of 2026.
Most of these bills, I must say, there was not enough consultation. Yes, Parliament does its role to call for opinions, but the very person the very person down there who is going to feel the pitch of this law is not consulted, and you find that MPs will only consult on bills that raise emotions or that raise a lot of attention. Now, like the sovereignty bill, you've heard everybody talking about it, even those who don't know about. But they just passed the amendments, the employment amendments. There's an amendment to the Employment Act. It touches almost all Ugandans, both in public and private employment. But you find that people are not aware. So there's quite a lot needs to be done in terms of sensitization. Yes, they normally consult civil society organizations. Even our body as lawyers, ULS is normally consulted for an opinion. But MPs have to do quite a lot to get back to the community and pick opinions. And if some of these committee stages would be publicized very well, so that people can have an input in a way that would really help. Yeah.
Okay. And then also, when you look at some of these laws, they are believed to have constitutional implications, especially in terms of human rights and freedoms. In your opinion, do any of these laws, for example, these 8, raise concerns on anything to do with constitutional infringement?
Yes, they would, but that is a matter of constitutional interpretation now. Yes, they would, But that now we'll see that when that time gets there. But now they have been passed onto law. So if there is any constitutional petition that can arise out of them, it can arise because, but especially the Employment Amendment Act and the Magistrates Courts Act it must be Article, is it 12 or 112, which was amended. If you look at it in terms of how it was structured, but that is now another discussion that we can ponder about whether it infringes or not, and then if there is a need to go to the Constitutional Court for interpretation, that's another angle altogether.